Right. Wait. Okay. Okay. So let's get started. You need a broker, and I use a broker. A 17-year-old is gonna be explaining to you and showing you a couple brokers at your disposal. And we'll be going over the pros and cons of each broker and how you can use them to not only trade, but some of the brokers that we'll be listing on will also be able to help you trade options. Also, I'll be going over the levels of each broker and how difficult they are to use, how advanced they are, and I'll be throwing my own suggestions and opinions on the broker space. Now, I want to say this before the video got started, that each of these following brokers I say are my own opinions on these brokers. Do not let what I say influence your decisions on joining the broker. I advise you to look further into these brokers and do your own research as much as possible, as the brokers you choose will be your home for a good period of time. Unless you decide for whatever reason, you know, you're gonna change your broker or whatever. I have a couple right here, and most of these brokers are US based brokers. So, if you are in the US, anywhere in the US, then, these brokers would are gonna be good for you. So, like I was saying, um, for whatever reason you change your broker, it's all up to you. But remember, your broker is gonna be your home for a long period of time. So, with all that out of the way, remember, stocks and options involve risk, and you should only be using money that you don't mind losing. And as there are great potential upsides to trading options, there are extreme downsides to trading options and stocks, such as losing all your money, like this guy gambling on earnings. And this guy, but you can also be this guy as well. But anyways, I'm trying to keep this intro short. So let's continue on to the video and let's not waste more time and get into it. First on the list, we have E-Trade. This is a well-known player in the online brokerage space. I don't personally use them, but you can, whether you're just starting or a seasonal trader. E-Trader might be a good platform for you. First things first, let's start off with the good news, aka their pros. In the number one spot, their platform is very user friendly, especially in the graphical user interface area. So, this is very good for any trader starting off and anybody who's looking for something easy to use. eTrade definitely puts their efforts into providing an intuitive and user friendly interface. It offers a variety of tools and resources to help users navigate and understand the platform. Two, educational resources. If you're just starting out, eTrade does provide pretty good educational resources, including articles, videos, webinars to help users learn about investing and trading. This can be especially helpful for any beginner traders looking to get into the trading space. So, if you're looking to learn a bit more outside of these videos, you're free to do so. Three, their mobile app. Their app is very user friendly and not only user friendly, it's extremely accessible to basically a lot of people. So if you don't have a computer or if you don't have a laptop, then E-Trade can be a very good platform for you to use on your phone. Um, but other than that, four, customizable option screener. So they have you can customize your option screener. You can do it however you want to. I mean, but there's kind of like nothing else other than that. But we'll get into all of that afterwards. Now we're gonna get into the cons. Um, okay. They have higher commissions. They have higher commission fees. And what this means, for whatever trade you take, they charge you a commission of that trade that you took. And it can eat into your profits, or you can suffer a little bit of a greater loss if that trade that you took was at a loss. With all brokers, they usually have fees for option contracts when you trade them, or even when you're just in general trading stocks. If you're using this broker, just expect to pay a tad bit more in fees if you would go with another broker. Two, I did say that their graphical user interface was easy to use, but it can get pretty complex. With advanced features, yes, I said E-Trade is pretty simple to use. Like I said, if you're just starting out, but once you start moving to the more advanced stuff, it can get pretty complicated. Once you start moving up to the ladder, once you start entering options trading and complex trading strategy, it can get pretty difficult to, use your way around the whole things. But other than that, I mean, there's not really much to go about. E-Trade is a good platform for, anybody who's a seasonal trader and already knows their way around a brokerage, then E-Trade might be for you. Another con that they have is their customer support is horrible. So if you're gonna need constant customer support, then you're not gonna want to go with this broker. That's kind of really the only downside that they have, other than the commissions. But other than that, yeah, I mean that's it for E Trade. So let's move on to the next. Okay, while I'm editing this video right now, I just realized something. They don't have high commissions anymore. Their commissions are low as zero point 0.0. I mean, I'm not really sure since I don't personally use them, but I would just suggest that you do the more looking into it and you go about doing your own due diligence for this broker. But like I was saying, in such cases, it can be complicated to use. But to be fair, that comes with all brokers. Ideally, if you're trading options or stocks, um you're gonna have a learning curve, like any trading platform. There may be a learning curve, especially if you're new to trading and investing and options. However, though, E-Trade can provide you with educational resources to help you get started, so that's more information outside of the series. um Ideally, you're not going to be able to trade options out the gate. You're going to need advance approval for that. You need to apply for the options enable account. They don't charge commissions for ETFs. They also have futures and over the counter stocks, OTC stocks. We'll get into that later on options. And they also have options, like I said before, and they also have paper trading or a simulated account. So if you're looking in to get to the simulated account, then this can be good for you. Anyways, with all that being said, yeah, that's E-Trade. Then we'll get on to the next one now. Next on our list is TD Ameritrade. Okay, so let's get into broker number two, which is TD Ameritrade. Pros: they have a robust options trading platform with powerful tools like Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim is a very powerful trading tool to use, and it has pretty good features to give you everything you need to make smarter and more informed decisions, no matter what platform you're on, if it be mobile, desktop, or just web version of TD Ameritrade. The charts and analyzing on Thinkorswim are really good overall. Ideally, if you take the time to learn the Thinkorswim software, it can be really cool to use, and even in some cases can make you a more efficient trader. But you're going to need experience for that. and play around, and you're gonna need to be playing around ideally with the software and stuff. But I mean, really learn how to use it, and you can take advantage of it and all the software it has to offer. Two, Thinkorswim slash TD Ameritrade gives you the ability to do extensive research onto stocks, economy, and a lot more. TD Ameritrade allows you to trade forex, options, and futures, so basically almost all the asset classes. Three, you don't need an account minimum or maintenance fees. So you don't need to put 25K down to open up an account. You can literally just put $1 into your account and be good to get started. Four, they have zero commissions for ETFs and options. They have an OTC market if you're into that. Now let's get into their cons. They have limited international access for options. Not like you're gonna be using that anyways if you're in the US. Two, options trading may be simplified compared to other platforms like Thinkorswim. I mean, but if you take the time to learn, then I don't really think you should suggest. Like, I don't think that would really be a con. But if that is a con for you, then if you're looking for simplicity and anything to do with simplicity in terms of a broker, then TD Ameritrade might not be for you since it's extremely complicated. But with that being said, and now that we got TD Ameritrade done, let's get on to the next broker, part three, which is broker number three, interactive brokers. Now, this one is going to be a little bit more of a heavy hitter. So let's start off with the pros. They offer competitive pricing with low commission fees that can be used to your advantage if you plan on being an active trader, as it can save you money, especially if you're going to be trading large volumes. So this can be an advantage to a beginner trader who's trying to trade actively and a seasonal or experienced trader who wants to trade in high volume. And what this means basically is that if you're going to be trading like basically almost every day, or you're going to be trading a lot, then you might want to go with interactive brokers. Now, not only that, we're going to get into more of the pros that they have as well. But if you're going to be trading like overall a lot, then interactive brokers might be the one for you because low fees, so it's not going to completely screw you over and put you in working in Wendy's for a long time. So let's get on to the second pro. Sorry. They have wide range of tradable securities. Interactive Broker offers a wide range of tradable securities such as stocks, ETFs, options, futures, and bonds. So if you're looking for a broker that has options for you to trade and you want to choose what market you tackle, Interactive Brokers might be for you, right? Like if you're looking into getting into other asset classes such as bonds, options, and maybe you want to get into forex, then interactive brokers can might be the broker for you. Now let's get into the next pro, which is number three. Cons. I mean not cons, pros. Interactive brokers offers a pretty advanced trading platform, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good platform with a wide range of features and tools for both beginners and experienced traders. Let's get into the next pro. Four, their global reach. Interactive Broker has a global reach or international reach to allow you to take on markets international. So anyone outside the US, if you're in the UK watching this video, or anyone else in the world, interactive brokers might be for you. They have offices in over 33 countries, so this makes it easy for traders to trade internationally. So, if you want to trade the US markets, let's say per se, they allow you to trade the US markets if you're in the UK, Germany, or wherever in the world, right? So this can be a huge advantage to you if it's something that you want, right? And if you're not in the US, you know. So ideally, if this is something that you want, then, this can be good for you. So let's get on to the next pro, which is five. They have a very strong financial strength. I don't know if you guys care about that, but if you do, they're in a pretty good place financially right now and on a strong track record for profitability. And what this means is the chances of this broker closing down on you are very low. And, if that's something that you want, then, it's good for you. I'm recording this video video later on, like a couple hours later. So I'm going to try to finish it up real quick. Now let's get into the cons. Um, Complex trading platform. Interactive Brokers is a good trading platform, but it can be complicated to learn, especially for beginners. Traders, if you're a seasonal trader, then you'll work your way around it. You'll work away your you, you you'll work your way around it pretty fast. If you're a beginner trader, then you might not have you might have to do a bit of learning, especially due to the the learning curve. Eight, which is not eight, but the next con is high account minimums. Interactive Brokers has a high account minimum for some type of accounts. Um, so if you don't really have a lot of capital to start off with, then this broker might not be for you because some of the accounts that they have require a high amount of minimum deposit. And what that means that you need to put down a certain amount of money in your account for you to even be able to start trading or use the broker in itself. But like I said, this is for some accounts. Then let's move on to the next con. They have limited customer support. Their customer support can be slow and unresponsive at times, and or basically non-existent overall. I mean, even though that they have offices in over 33 countries, they might still be unresponsive. But you really won't ever know unless you decide to go and do it and figure it out for yourself. But overall, Interactive Brokers is a pretty good choice for active traders who are looking for low fees and a wide range of tradable securities. However, it is not the best choice for people who are just starting out and who constantly need customer support. All right, with that one out of the way, let's move on to the next one. Um, I don't I don't know about this one. I'm being honest with you, but it made the list. It made the list. It made the list. Anyways, let's get into it. Robinhood. The pros, I don't really have a lot to say about this one. I really don't. I I really don't have a lot to say about this one, if I'm being honest with you. Um, pros number one, they have commission-free options tradings, which is good. Two, they have a very user-friendly mobile app, which is pretty good. Um, 12, it's easy access for beginners. Honestly, Robinhood is just it's a different story overall. Like Robinhood is a broker that I would not personally go with myself, but still, Robinhood is Robinhood. But anyways, the cons, they have limited research, which is the first one, and their controversies related to order and business practice is horrible and questionable. um, and then they have limited customer support for options. So, yeah, I mean, that's really it. I mean, there's not really much to go up about this. I wouldn't recommend using this to if you're deciding to trade. You know, long term or like not long term. I would recommend that you switch over to a broker. If you're just starting off, then it could be pretty easy for you. But if you're looking to get into something a little bit more heavier, then I would recommend that you choose something else on the list. But Robinhood, it I cannot stress this enough. It is extremely good for beginners, and they make it extremely easy for you to trade on it. But they have something called the PDT rule, which means that you can't trade more. Like you can't trade like if you do like 3 trades a day, they're gonna flag you, or like you do more than 3 trades in a week or a month. I forgot which one it is, but I don't know. Anyways, let's continue on to the next one, which is my personal favorite one, and I saved the best for last. The myth, the legend, Weeble. This is my personal broker, so I might be a bit biased for this one. First things first, let's start. It's amazing. Like it really is good. It's a good broker. I use it. I've been using them for about a year now. they're honestly a really, really great broker, if I'm being honest with you. Cause me and this broker have been through a lot of stuff. Not, not, not the broker, but I've been through a lot with this broker. But um, they're really good. I'm probably gonna do a tutorial around on how to work your way around this one as well. Weibo overall is just a really, really good broker overall. They have zero commissions for stocks and options on those on tradables, but they do have commissions on SPX and the S&P 500 and SPY, the ETF. Um, but their commissions aren't that large. It's just like 65 cents, somewhere around there, and that's for options, right? But overall, I mean, I really don't have anything bad to say about this broker overall, because this broker has had my back throughout a lot. Like, they're really good. They have educational content, but not really. I mean, it doesn't really go through a lot. You also have access to extended trading hours, which is good. If you want to trade after 4 a.m., because if you're trading stocks, then the stock market and the bell opens at 9 and then it closes at 4. So yeah, I mean, overall, it's a pretty good broker. It also offers paper trading, which is basically simulated money, or known as paper money, which gives you fake money to trade with for you to practice and refine your edge in the market. This is perfectly one of the best things, especially if you're starting out, and this can help you pick up experience and learn how the markets move without putting anything up to risk up front. You never want to put anything up to risk up front, especially when you're just starting out. And even then, paper trading can still help you a lot, even when you're in a seasonal or experienced trader, if you just want to get your confidence back on trading. Okay, now let's get into the cons. Cons, they have limited option trading tools compared to other sub platforms, but overall, I personally would say that it's not really as limited, but it is limited compared to some other ones out there. Um, they have smaller communities and less extensive educational content, like I said. I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, they have a couple good things in there. Like, they have the um um sorry, I just had a brain fart. I just had a brain fart. Yeah, but like I was saying, they have really good fills. Their fills are amazing, which can be helpful to a lot of people. Not only that their fills are amazing, their fills are almost just as quick, especially lately with the new updates that just came out recently. Their fills are honestly amazing. Like, you get filled so fast, it's crazy. But not only that, they do also allow you to check into the Forex market and the Hong Kong market. I'm not sure if you're really able to trade them on the broker, but I know you can view them. Um, they even have little communities in Weibo, so like there's people that you could talk to and you can chat around. Um, they also have, like, as much as stocks and whatever. You can't really. I don't think you could trade Forex on there, and they do have the Hong Kong markets as well in there. But like I was saying, I mean, overall, they're a really good broker. Um, if you want to join up with my link in the description, you can, but you don't have to. You could just download it off that app store. I kind of really don't care. I mean, if you want to, I would actually appreciate that. But if you don't, it's okay. It's totally up to you. But like I was saying, um, Weibo is just a really good brokerage, and the only reason, and I'm not saying that because I have an affiliate with them. I'm saying that because they really are a really good broker. They're a pretty good trusted broker, and especially from the year that I have been using them so far, they're a really good broker. They give you this statements just like every other broker, but they it's a very easy to use app. They have a very good graphical user interface, in my personal opinion. Um, you could customize the way that your options are set up, and you could do a whole lot of customization on the app if you wanted to. In terms of like charts and stuff like that, I mean, I wouldn't use them to use like chart out my stuff. I do use them when I do trade options to chart out my stuff, but I don't really use them like to chart out anything else, right? Um, I kind of just use Trading View, and then we'll go over that later on. But um, Webull is just overall a really good platform. They don't have a lot of tools out there, like in terms of their trading. They don't got like they have a lot of indicators, but in terms of tools, like on drawing tools and stuff like that, that I would usually need, they're they're okay. They're okay. I think that they could improve a lot in that area, but it's okay. Every single broker has to improve, and everyone has to improve in somewhat shape or form, including the brokers that I did mention previously as well. I mean, but I think Webull is definitely the go-to broker if you're trying to trade options and also get around the PDT rule, because Webull doesn't have the PDT rule. And I was fortunate enough to find Webull early on and use that as my first broker. I mean, they're really amazing. They're really amazing on their order fills. They're really amazing on their paper trading as well. I mean, I kind of have nothing bad to say about them. They're doing what they're supposed to, and it's really good. You can even use their broker to refine your edge on whatever you want to do. And yeah, I mean that's kind of really it overall for Webull. I mean, I have not. I mean, really, the only cons is that they don't have the drawn tools. But even then, there's a way around it. I'm not really gonna use the broker to really use the drawn tools around it. I'm mainly just gonna be using it for, let's say, whatever. Yeah, but like I was saying though, after I was rudely interrupted by my brother, um, like I said, Weibo does offer pretty good. Like they offer pretty good stuff in terms of like tools and drawn tools. I wouldn't say it's top tier like Thinkorswim or like Trading View. It definitely is, but their execution and their orders and their commissions are definitely top tier. I would actually put them like first on the list. But the only drawbacks that you really have with Webull are just like I guess you can say they're drawn tools, but you're not you like especially with my strategy, I don't really use them a lot. I just deal with straight off price action. I don't really trade with indicators or like that are like you know um flying eagle or like chart patterns and like head and shoulders and shit like that. Like who trades that, bro? I mean, like I don't trade that way. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you can trade it, you can trade it. I mean, but it is what it is, right? Everybody has their own edge in the market, but it's personally not my thing, right? But other than that, I think Weibo would be a pretty good broker for anybody, like seasonal or even just all levels in terms of everything. Though other than that, then yeah, I mean, like this video isn't sponsored by them because why would they sponsor me? I mean, like, there's no point. I'm just like very small, I have a very small channel, and then that's it. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I mean, just choose whatever broker you feel is yours on here. And I'm kind of going off script right now because I had a script to help me. But yeah, I mean, after this, it's just that's basically what it is, right? I mean, choose whatever broker you want on the list. I mean, I would advise you to look into them a lot more. And other than that, I think that's it. I think this is a wraps. I'm finally gonna be able to post this with the introduction video because I kind of had to finish this one first, so I can let go of two videos tonight after I edit this one and then go to bed, then record the other two, and then keep recording until we start getting out to strategy because there's still a lot more basics that we have to cover. But other than that, I hope that if you found this insightful, either like and subscribe or whatever you want to do. I don't really mind. But whatever you do decide to do, just make sure you have a really good night. And, happy trading. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this one.